Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Rizzano, and this is another episode of the world famous, the University Love, the best podcast in 1, 2, 3 galaxies. But ladies and gents, we just call this show Online Marketing Moves, and we are coming to you live today. Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? Here in the good old US of A, it's Veterans Day, so happy Veterans Day to all the veterans out there. I, too, myself, am a veteran, even though I forget half the time. I barely can remember Veterans Day, but all I know is you can go down to the buffet and get a free meal, which I've never done. I would like to do one day. One day when I'm 50, when I'm really old, one day when I'm pushing 60, 70, I'll probably go get me a Navy hat, some Navy shirt, and start walking around like I see these some of these veterans. You know what I mean? It's always fun to see. Like the other day, a couple weeks ago, I was out with my wife and daughter, and we was eating at a restaurant, and this guy, he had his Vietnam hat on, and he was all like, "Who's the cute baby? Who's the cute baby?" And I thought, it doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter, what race, doesn't matter nationality. When you see a baby, you just go into this weird effect. You know what I mean? When you see a baby, I've done this before I even had a baby. You see a baby and you're like, "Ooh, look at the baby!" It's very amusing to see different people from all walks of life when I'm out with my daughter, how they react. You know what I mean? And people are so, like, "Oh, a baby," and it's very cute. So, I appreciate all the people saying, being nice to the baby. But today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna make this a quick episode, but I just want to ask you a question. And whatever field you want to do, whether it be, whether you want to be a stockbroker, whether you want to be e-commerce, you want to be the next Arnold Schwarzenegger, who are you studying? And I bring this up because I had a conversation a while ago with a family member of mine, and this family member is all into the financial section of life. He wants to invest, he wants to Bitcoin, he wants to do this, wants to do that. And so I asked a question. I said, "Have you read any books?" And he told me, "No, I go on YouTube and watch all my financial stuff." And he started rattling off some names. Some people I knew, some people I didn't know. And I thought to myself, it's very interesting how we are going about things in life two different ways. Now, me, myself, ladies and gentlemen, when I want to know about internet marketing, copywriting, I normally go find a book or go find somebody with, years and years and years of experience that's not on YouTube, so to say. And my cousin, and we're about he might be 2 or 3 years younger than me. So the age range is a little different, but kind of in the same wheelhouse, you know what I mean? Like, we both grew up without YouTube, you know what I'm saying? But he's like, "Nah, I ain't reading no book, man. I'm going on YouTube, and I'm learning from this person and that person." And I thought that was fascinating. And then he named some of the names, and some of the names I knew, and some of the names I was like, I don't know. We all have our opinions, ladies and gentlemen, but a lot of the times on YouTube, it's more sizzle and a lot less steak. people are trying to get views. People are trying to get. Now, don't get me wrong. Now, it's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying nothing wrong with that. Nothing. But if you really want to learn, sometimes you want to just go straight to the source. Like, if I got a book, I have a book from Warren Buffett about investing. I read one book called The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham. Very good book. Very good book. A little dry, but good. And I have another book by Warren Buffett called Snowball, I believe, something like that. And I had to crack that open. I had to read it. And the financial stuff that I read normally comes from books. And I don't really watch a lot of YouTube people per se, because a lot of times, as I said, to me, it's more sizzle than steak. And so I was telling him, I'm like, I don't know, man. I said, you got to be careful who you follow on the YouTube, because I said a lot of them are kind of fraudulent, And he likes to quote me. He likes to quote me a guy from the show Shark Tank. What's his name? Bald-headed guy. Mr. Wonderful. Yeah, that's it. Mr. Wonderful. My cousin, he'll quote Mr. Wonderful over and over and over again. I'm thinking, so, it got to the point I said, well, let me look this guy up. This guy has to, and then I looked him up, and he talked about how he made this kind of money, that kind of money. But then I got to doing more reading, because you never go with the first couple of articles, because a lot of times, ladies and gentlemen, those are puff pieces. All these celebrities now, all these internet people, these celebrities, doesn't matter. A lot of them get any negative article, any negative press. They will get you copyright struck from YouTube. They will get your article pushed down somehow on Google, or they will pay people to write puff pieces about them, so that way it can rank high on the Google machine, so you won't see the negative stuff. So I kept looking at for Mr. Wonderful, not to prove. Now I'm gonna be very honest with you. Before, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, I would have been just looking for all these articles just to prove my cousin wrong, just to be like, no, this guy's a fraud, okay? But I was not looking for that. Because my ego does not need to be flamed anymore, I have come to put that in check. So I wasn't looking for that, but I was looking just to see, I'm like, all right, because when you see positive, you see a lot of positive about people, like, all right, no, so what's the negative? What is somebody going to say negative, And they talked about how he made some money, because what got me to keep looking was, I've noticed, I'm like, this guy promotes everything. And I don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen, but if I was super rich, if I had over 100, 200, 500 million, $1 billion, I wouldn't promote every crummy product that I see this guy, Mr. Wonderful, promoting, I mean, listen, we all need money. We all want cash and everything like that. But if you have $100 million in the bank, how much cash do you need after that? You know what I mean? I mean, let's come on, man. You know what I'm saying? And so it was very strange that this guy would, be pitching everything under the sun, And so I just kept looking, and then it said he sold a business, but his cut was like $10 million, $11 million. And hey, listen, it's $10 more than what I got. But, I'm like, oh, okay, so he's not like a billionaire or nothing like that. So, it's kind of strange. But my cousin, the point I'm trying to make is, I believe, now, don't get me wrong, my cousin, hey, God bless him, you do what you want to do. But I think he's going for more sizzle than steak, because it's YouTube is entertainment. YouTube is entertainment purposes. If you're gonna be successful, on YouTube. You can't just give the basic. You just can't give the facts. You have to come with some. You have to come with some entertainment. A lot of entertainment these days, because a lot of people are on YouTube. There's a lot of, don't get me wrong, you can build a following, but you definitely have to entertain. And so I'm telling you all this to say, be careful of who you follow when you want to learn from people. Be careful who you take on as a mentor. It's like, I remember once when I signed up for this program. It was a very phony program, and I just wanted to try it out. And the lady was saying how she paid somebody to mentor her about internet marketing. Well, she must have paid to get taught how to scam people, because her program she had was a scam, and I signed up for it. I didn't put a lot of money into it, like $100. But once I saw it was a scam, I said, all right. I said, you know what? I'm gonna write an article about this. I wrote an article and did a video and all this kind of stuff about it. And eventually, somebody was nice, and they said they told me they read my article and they was happy that they didn't pay for it. So I was like, well, look at that. That's something. But yeah. So it's there's a lot of gators in the swamp when it comes to finding a mentor that you want to somebody you want to somebody that you want to follow, somebody that you want to learn from, and I shouldn't say gator, I should say sharks. There's a lot of sharks in the water. Sometimes they smell blood, or they smell money in this instance, and so you want to be super duper careful, And I mean, honestly, you don't have to. There's courses. If you want to buy a course, some courses are worth it, some ain't. But a lot of times, you can go to your local library, whip out your library card, and you can get books, and you can get like CDs, and you can get DVDs for the low price of free, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, and information is important. Information is useful. Yeah, sometimes you're gonna pay for information, but you don't have to break the bank paying for information. Okay, and you don't have to sit there on YouTube like a zombie all day, because if you sit on YouTube a lot of times, they just keep trying to suck you in with more videos and more videos, and then at some point you got to break away from those videos, and you actually got to do the task yourself anyway. And like I said, a lot of times these people are more sizzle than steak. It's like another group he named. I said, nah. I think they scam artists to me. And of course, you got to pay to go on their TV show, and so when you're paying somebody to to be on your podcast, they're gonna let you say anything, and they're just gonna be like, right, I understand that. There's not gonna be any pushback, because they are bought and paid for. So there's gonna be no pushback. There's gonna be no facts. You don't know the lies from the truth. All right, and so just be careful of who you're learning from. All right, and I recommend you do books, and I recommend you find somebody look somebody up, and really if they got some years of doing it, just don't take any advice from a guy that just popped up 3 months ago and it was like, hey, I've been doing this for years, and it's like, okay, right, gotcha, like, and if they're trying to sell you more t-shirts than education, then you definitely got to watch them. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. We'll be back tomorrow with the all new episode of Online Marketing Moves. Oh boy, that cousin, I love him to death, but Jesus. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, watch who you learn from. All right, study the people before you actually give them any money. It's like I do the copyright. I'm learning from Dan Kennedy, somebody that's been doing it for like 30, 40 years. I read a book by Bob Bly. This guy's been doing it for like 30 years, 40 years, I'm not gonna listen to somebody that just got started the same time I did. Like, hey, y'all got a big deal. Like, okay, no, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. But I mean, you can learn from me, and honestly, before we even go, the reason why I'd say you got to watch who you learn from is because people are very deceitful. People don't tell you the truth. People don't tell you People don't tell you the failures. They always try to just give you the positivity. Me myself, I would tell you the failures. I failed. Have some success. Failed. Have some success. You want somebody who's going to tell you the honest truth, like, hey, this is hard, that ain't hard, this, that, and the other. You want somebody that you can be trustworthy with, and a lot of times the people online are not trustworthy, and that's why I highly recommend you read books. Because yes, you do want to study from people. You do want to study people that are winning in life. But everybody's a winner in life. Some people just don't know it. But at the same time, there are positives and there are negatives to everything. And you want to learn both. You want to learn, okay, so if this happens, then that, this, that, and the other, And at the end of the day, it's all right if you don't, everything's not going to be a home run, It's like this podcast. Every episode is not a home run. Some are better than others. Some are great. Some are, you know what I mean? And it's just the way it is. It's life. But it's not a big deal. But a lot of times, people online, they never, it's like the guy that tells you, oh, I can get you back 10% earnings in the stock market all the time. No, you can't. Okay? The stock market goes up. The stock market goes down. It is what it is. There's highs and there's lows. And if you have somebody who's always telling you the high, then they are not the one for you. They are not a mentor, okay? Because there's going to be highs and there's going to be lows. And that's just a fact of life. So, ladies and gentlemen, please watch who you learn from, all right? Out of here. We will be back tomorrow with the all-new episode of Online Marketing Moves. But until then, my name is Tony Rosano. Thank you for listening. And as always, everybody, peace.